Episode 143. Spring Rain was being too optimistic. On screen, Wang Jiaxi's Qi Chuanzi was preparing to use a quick recover upon landing when another flash of light swept past. Even as Lord Grimm was knocked back from the parry, he didn't forget to unleash a draw sword slash. The blade's light just barely grazed him, and not only did Qi Chuanzi get hit, and it happened right at the critical moment of his recovery maneuver, causing it to fail. His character took the full brunt of the slash, tumbled away across the ground. This is more than just a setback. This was nothing short of a thorough thrashing. Even Wang Jiexi himself could only shake his head with a hint of helplessness, sighing,
"Trying to play a battle mage at level 29.
This is still a bit of a struggle. Qi Chuanzi's account level was a bit higher than Lord Grimm's, but his skills were still just the same old 25 level tricks. With that, he ignored the characters closing in, stood up, turned, and flew off. To the watching carriage before Sun, it looked almost as if he was riding his broom directly along the ground. But for a witch to fly on her broom, she first has to be airborne. This just showed how fast and fluid Wang Jiex's maneuver was. The jump was over before Qi Chuanzi even realized it had begun. Flying was a bit faster than moving on foot. Hang Yanru and Baozi invasion were both a step too late. But right in the path of flying Herb's flight, Seven Fields and Sleepy Yu were already there, ready to give him a proper welcome. In Wang Jiaxi's eyes, these two characters were even less of a threat. He had no mind for this fight now. He couldn't even be bothered to fight, just executed a single move. Qi Chuanzi raised his broom and soared diagonally over the heads of the two men. Tian Qi and Yu Zhongmian, one throwing a punch, the other drawing his blade, both struck nothing but air. He spun back around. Qi Chuanzi had already flown far away. They had no choice but to let him go. After walking back, Tian Pi let out a sigh of regret.
Brother expert.
It's fine, Ye Xiu didn't say anything. He had directed those two to intercept him at that spot. But with their skill level, stopping this guy was just too difficult. Even Tangru and Steamed Bun invasion were being toyed with by this person. A dungeon's difficulty inherently limits how much you can gauge someone's skill. In contrast, PK is where a player's true skill really shines through. Even with limited skills at level 20, you can gauge a player's awareness and mechanics through their positioning, timing of attacks, and other nuances. You can gauge your own level by testing the depth of your opponent's skill. Right? Could it be that guy? This warlock skill is already at a top-tier professional level. There's no way it could be Plantago Seed, the guild leader from Server 10. Watching the figure of Poplar Car flee into the distance, Ye Xiu thought to himself. After piloting Qi Chuanzi's character to a safe distance, Wang Jiexi immediately stood up and returned the computer to the real Qi Chuanzi. Qi Chuanzi watched the great god, hoping for some conclusion, but Wang Jiexi remained silent. Qi Chuanzi's heart was in his throat. He had seen Wang Jiexi start to falter, and then he slipped away. I wonder if the great god is feeling incredibly pissed off right now.
Where should I send?
Qi Chuanzi was taken aback, then suddenly realized. He hurriedly pulled out the merchandise notebook he'd been keeping warm against his chest. The notebook's cover depicted a witch lounging casually on her broom. Beside her, 4 stylized characters read, Wang Bu, Lu Xing. Wang Jiexi took it, smiled, and waited as Qi Chuanzi fumbled to find a pen. Then he accepted it.
Is the first page okay?
Sure. Qi Chuanzi hurriedly agreed. Wang Jiaxi's pen flew across the page, and with practiced ease, signed it and handed it back to Carriage Seed. I'm off. See you. But great God. Qi Chuanzi couldn't help but blurt out Wang Jiaxi's name in that moment. He pointed at the screen, wanting to know Wang Jiaxi's conclusion after the test.
Cold Mist and Steamed Bun invasion have decent mechanics, but they're still rookies, lacking in game sense and experience. Said Lord Grimm. I still can't gauge the true depth of that unspecialized class. You saw it yourself. He was the one suppressing me, not the other way around.
I want to test him.
Now, I'm afraid he's the one who's tested me instead.
He knows who you are. Che Chuangji found it hard to believe.
Well, maybe. Depends on his eye. But at the very least, he's definitely aware that it wasn't you.
With that, Wang Jiaxi waved to Che Chuangji and left.
What kind of monsters are these people?
When Che Chuangji returned to his seat, he was still in a daze. A moment later, he snapped out of it. Grabbing his own Shi Chuangji, he bolted far away. Even the great Wang Jiaxi admitted being suppressed. If Lord Grimm decided to come after him, 10 of him wouldn't stand a chance. But how was he supposed to face this person in the future? Suddenly, the question struck Che Chuangji. By the time he looked back, Wang Jiaxi was already long gone. Che Chuangji was frustrated. He'd actually forgotten to ask for permission on that one.
What's his problem?
At the Bone Burial Grounds, Tang Ru and Steamed Bun Invasion wanted to give chase, but Yeshu stopped them both. Tang Ru asked, thoroughly frustrated.
That guy's the guild leader of Herb Garden, right? Right?
The role is, but the person behind it may not be. Who is it? We'll say the name and you'll shit your pants. Could be Wang Jiaxi, maybe. Then I'm fucking Huang Shiaosheng.
Yu Zhongmian didn't buy that bullshit for a second.
Who's Wang Jiaxi?
You don't even know that.
Tianqi and Mid-Month Slumber asked in near unison.
Why would we need to know his zodiac sign?
Zodiac Sun. For a split second, Tianqi and Yu Zhongmian actually gave the question serious thought.
That kind of star. Level constellation is actually marked out in the official data. Wang Jiaxi is one of Glory's top players, and his class is the witch you just saw, the Battle Mage. He's known as the Magician. Glory is full of titles like that. Battle God, Sword Ascent, the Gun King, the King of Fighters. But most of them are for the characters. It's just Wang Jiaxi's a magician. That nickname isn't for the character, but for the man himself. Why is that? Because this primarily describes his technical playstyle. His approach is bizarre, and ever changing and constantly catching people off guard. If it wasn't him, the character would be a completely different beast. Nothing like the magician at all.
In that case, he should be pretty easy to spot.
Right, so the guy we just saw was probably him.
The more you talk, the more you believe it. Yu Zhongmian sneered with disdain.
Wang Jiaxi is from the Tiny Herb Club, and this herb garden is their in-game guild. Wang Jiaxi should have no trouble getting access to their accounts.
From this angle, Yeshu deepened his deduction.
Then what's he doing here, causing trouble? If he wants a fight, why not go to the arena for a one-on-one?
Steamed Bun Invasion voiced his indignation.
Maybe he saw your skills, and couldn't wait to test himself against you, right?
Then, this person has a decent eye for talent.